apps are more popular than ever, but how often do they lead to lasting, meaningful relationships?
Dr. Terry Mack is here with a few tips on how to use dating apps successfully. And you hear so many horror stories about people meeting all the wrong people and all of the basically lies that are told.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how do you get past all of that?
The biggest mistake I see people making is they are not using the dating apps intentionally, and they're not screening people appropriately.
Oh,
okay. So you say using it intentionally. How do you use intentionally?
So you have to be clear on who you're looking for,
Okay.
and you have to write your profile so that type of person will be attracted to your profile, not every type of person.
Okay.
And then you need to be asking the right questions. So many people are doing small talk, like how was your weekend? Talking about sports, the weather, all this stuff that doesn't matter.
Elevator talk, yeah.
Yeah, it's a waste of time.
But here's the thing. If you start jumping into asking those questions, I think people would be kind of taken back and be like, okay. You know, like, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? How much money is in your 401k? I mean, are you talking those kinds of questions?
No.
Okay.
I'm talking questions that assess your compatibility with somebody. Because most people are choosing people based on chemistry and attraction. Those are the least reliable predictors of compatibility or relationship success.
So what's a good compatibility question?
So think about your values, think about your deal breakers. For instance, if you want somebody who is into fitness, ask about that. A lot of people, other dating coaches or people will say, don't talk about politics or religion on your first date. I say ask those questions before the first date. There should be qualifying questions you're asking to decide if you're going to meet somebody in person. Because time is precious.
100%
Okay,
agree.
well, don't waste your time. Okay, so let's get back to your point about the dating profile, making sure your dating profile is specific. So what are you including? Is it the phrases, your interests, or what specifically are you kind of including in that?
You want to include the things that are important to you, your values, how you spend your free time, and any deal breakers that you might have. And you want your profile to be positive. So talk about the things you love and the type of person you're looking for, and what is your relationship goal.
Okay, so I like to go swimming. I like to dance. Is that too vague?
Looking for someone to spend the rest of my life with, or is that, do you want to go that route? Because I mean, you're there for a purpose. So it's like putting it out there like that, I don't think is a big deal.
Yes, so the first step is really knowing yourself, because you know, you like to go swimming. Who cares?
Right.
You know, is that going to make or break? No. Unless you're an Olympic swimmer and you need someone who will support you or swim with you.
Okay.
But so things like, you know, I describe your personality. I'm outgoing. I like meaningful conversations. I like to spend quality time with the person I'm with. You know, things that define your personality.
And
I'm looking for someone who can communicate well, who is looking for a long-term relationship, who is emotionally mature. You know, use these words because certain people are going to see those words and be like, what does that mean? And you don't want to meet those people.
True.
That's so smart. So when somebody reaches back out to you based on, you got the profile up well, how do you screen for the right person who clicks with your profile?
Yeah, so ask about the deal breakers. And ask it in a kind way. Just say, you know, I don't like to waste my time or anybody else's time. And so I'm trying to find somebody who's compatible with me. So, and make sure your deal breakers are actually deal breakers. And they have to do with, you know, in my work, there's 12 qualifiers that make somebody a healthy partner to you. So you should be asking questions around that. Some of those are emotional maturity, relationship readiness, and self-awareness. So one of the questions I like is, if you could only describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be? Right? And the person's response to that question is going to tell you a lot. If they're like, oh, this sounds like an interview. They're not on that app to find someone. They're on that app to date and have fun. If they can't answer the question or don't want to, they probably haven't self-reflected much. They don't have a lot of self-awareness. And they don't want to have those types of conversations.
That's very interesting. Hey, real quickly, is it worth doing a Google search on somebody just to make sure that they are not like a recent,
gotta find I think everybody does a Google search these days.
All right. I just you know what I mean? Or do you want to invest in hiring a private investigator and looking this person up? I don't know. You just never know.
I wouldn't go that route because that's really feeding fear. If your gut is telling you something, listen to it.
There's a lot of people out there. Go find someone else.
All right, Dr. Mack, thank you so much. Your information at drterrymack.com.